Hello guys, Cool Yoshi here, and welcome back to my playthrough of Crash Team Racing Nitro Field 100%. In the last episode, we moved on from time trial after beating Side's time trials. Now we're going into Rain Rally. We finished Coco Park with a good score, and now we're trying to get good scores on the other spots. So now we're moving on to Tiger Temple. This track has a couple of very quick shortcuts for the grass, but nothing too early big. Again, with Rain Rally, the gameplay is a little bit different. We can no longer go wherever we want. If we try and do shortcuts, we just lose. We have to get all the lanes as fast as we can. The more lanes we get, the highest score we get. There are some ungettable lanes, by the way, that are in the shortcuts that I may have not seen before. So you do have to follow a pretty strict guideline in order to do good. For one, like, you only start with 5 seconds on the feint. So I can't even do the shortcut at the beginning here. Of course, that means a lot of these tracks will be a lot easier than compared to when they actually did them in adventure mode or for shortcut wise. Because we have to This one is slightly trickier because of the fire on the sides, but try our best. I can actually go for the fire this time. Hooray! Again, all the events techniques we learned from the other modes of the game will help us quite a bit in Rain Rally. The main one being the drift, and the second one being probably the brake drift for those really tight turns to get some of the more harder to reach lanes. Nearly hitting the bridge up top there by going so fast. Goodness. I keep on moving right, by the way, thinking it's gonna be to there. I'm missing it. Well, I just barely made it for the 6th lap there. So I reached top 7 again. Had big fails on the last few laps, so wasn't the best, but we'll still take it. Like I said, we're literally just trying to go up into the rankings of the high score leaderboards on top. If we don't do that, then we have to try and... So, yeah, very important that we at least get on the leaderboard. If I do see that I play bad on Rain Rally, I may retry it. In case you're wondering, yes, this mode is a new survival mode where you pretty much start with the timer counting down, and it's like kind of a beginner mode or kind of a any mode at the same time. You want to collect as many rings as you can, and the more rings you collect, the higher your score will be. It's a nice miniature area. At some levels, it's more or less a tutorial. In other levels, it's way more difficult. Like, now we're on Papu's Spear, and one of my least favorite tracks in the game, because the boost makes you go too fast for these initially. You know what? That's a restart. See, I told ya. It's because I'm an idiot, of course. It got eaten by a plant. I don't want to get eaten by the plant, so we'll try that again. Other than that, each of these are going to be one try only. Okay, we need to go to the side here to evade him this time. And then I'll fail after that. Ugh. Why? I am doing so terrible at this today. Goodness. I need to retry this at least a couple of times, it seems like, before I can get a decent score on Papu's Sphere. And keep in mind, I am saying that I have to get the top score, so if things start messing up, then that could get bad really quickly. Probably because of the angle I took on this. There we go. Alright, we actually completed a lap this time. And we didn't screw up. Okay, I think now I kind of have an idea what to do. Still though, keeping your speed around this part is really difficult. And it's all because I didn't jump on this one segment that it became so terrible. Well, that came out of nowhere. Okay, now we have a lot more time than we did last time. We basically have to braid shift those. There's no way I'm getting on that turn ever without at least bonking out of the turn. Thank gosh there's at least rings down here in case you fall down, though the shortcut probably has the better way of going. Hooray! We got to the 6 lap limit, so that means we at least did good. Yeah. So I guess I'll technically consider this a failed run, since it took me 3 tries to get a good run like this. It's not fun. I hope this is not a bad omen for things to come. In case you're wondering, I did really terrible on the last few runs, which is why I reset, which you saw. I got eaten by the plant, and then I failed with the shortcut. Something that I usually get every single time in a regular run. I can't get here to save my life, and it's not fun. Probably the biggest thing is having to brake drift these corners, and ow, that was some sick tech there. I think any normal person would have probably missed those. Sheesh, I'm going so fast I jumped over the thing. Jeez, Lane Rally is so busted when you can get good speeds on it. Yeah, I don't care. Fuck. Whoa. See, look at that. You just skyrocket through half of the track doing that. And then suddenly I didn't expect that to fail, and now, yeah, I don't care this time.
You call that racing?
To be fair, I actually expected to fall. There's gonna come a time where I did not get that rain, and then, yeah. I will say that was much better at the end. But still. Anytime we waste a bunch of time, it's not fun, so hopefully we could do better on the other tracks. When I meant by bad, like, I fell off quite 2 times. If I would have kept that, it would have ended early, and I wouldn't have gotten a high score. That's how true 100% will be. Of course, this means that once you get going, Rain Rally is one of the easier ones. It still can be one of the tougher things to do, though, since there's lots of rains in awkward places that you may not know about until later. Definitely a difficult thing to accomplish, but hey, it is what it is. In case you're wondering, I'm just trying to get the high score on Rain Rally on each of these courses. It's like the second time I've probably said that now. Barely evaded that guy. Oh, and now this turn. It'll be easy enough early on. Yes, Dingo's back on his own track. Because why not? Although this track looks basic, it's not necessarily easy. It has a couple of obstacles to avoid, as well as this thing that I keep on passing, which kills all of your speed instantly if you get hit by it. Okay, now I kind of just need to trust where to go in the reins and just follow it. The more laps you go, the smaller they get, as they say. I think the big goal for Pro would be completing 10 laps on one of these, since you would have to do the very tiny blue one like 2 or 3 times now. Yeah. See, I start trying to weave around stuff, and this is where fates get bad. And so it begins. Ah! Finally I go for it and it's not even there. Okay, this should still be a good score, because for Dingodile there's not much anyways. Yep, sure enough, we got another top score. Seems like we're consistently getting 200,000 or more points on these courses. That seems to be a goal. I wonder what the developer scores were. I can only imagine how tough that would be. Keep in mind, I'm not gonna grind for like high scores on this. Like I said, I'm just gonna do each one of these once just to say I've done it, and then I'll be done. Especially if it involves Dragon Mines, because screw that crap. Dragon Mines is so dang difficult. Though, theoretically, it should be easier once you don't have to deal with the minecart shenanigan or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We get to that course, which is coming up very soon, by the way. Yes, this event is going to be named Rain Rally Part 1. And the way I've devised this, I'm just getting a high score on each of the courses and then leaving. Hey, at least you get to see each of the courses in Rain Rally. The game literally teased us to go for Rain Rally so many times, but now we finally get to answer its answers and actually do Rain Rally. Oh, and we get to do the shortcut here, apparently. You know what? I don't mind missing that. It's early enough. We can get these two Ainses back up, and we'll probably get a bunch of time later anyways. I think. That's what I think. Remember, I'm not resetting unless I get a very bad high score that I would need to reset to make it better. And yes, in case you're wondering, that's one of the other shortcuts that I hated from the original game. Okay, now we should have at least enough speed to where we'll make it over. Once we reach maximum speed, that will not be that hard to do. So that means in order to get a good score on most of these courses, it's going to mean completing at least a lap or more. In fact, I think the minimum will probably be around 5 laps. Any less than 3 and it would be terrible. Brake drift there to not fall into the water in the side. I will say, this game definitely this mode still tests your use of the advanced skills, because if you don't know how to brake drift, you could just fall in the water right then and there. Jeez, I have so much speed that I don't even need that boost stuff to the side. I guess for the first lap it'd be cool to get. Jeez, I'm hardly even drifting at all. It's literally just hopping around the entire course, and hoping for the best. It still tests your ability to drift, but you can't use the drift as much, I feel like, in this mode, because it's more about hopping through everything. Yeah. Goodness. Once the rains get taller, they become almost impossible to get right away. That was a late break drift, unfortunately. Well, I barely evaded that seal. Hitting that seal is very dangerous, because then I can't take the shortcut after doing that. Ah! Knew it was gonna happen at least once. We'll try it again. Since we're at maximum speed. Sure, we'll just redo the shortcut and then get there. In fact, we have so much time from going over there that it hardly even cost us any time. Jumping over that would be bad, so... I hope this is not too fast for people to watch, because it looks like I'm not even going for the course at all. I'm literally just jumping everywhere and brake drifting at specific points to not fall into the water, and that's it. Oh, there it goes! I knew it was gonna happen, too. With all that speed, I pretty much saw that coming. I knew that was gonna happen. It's okay, we got a score of 400,000 for the first time. Oh, jeez, now we're going so fast we have to... I think the boot is max speed, that's what it is. Just look at it. Nearly 5K on that one track. If only we had not fallen into the water, we probably could have gotten the 5K there, but we'll probably still get the 5K soon. It's been really fun. We've been dominating a lot of the tracks, and I just love it. This one had to fail early on, too, in the first lap, so if I were to optimize this, it'd be a little bit interesting. Thank goodness I'm just trying to get the high score and not trying to optimize it. I will say, though, this has still been really good gameplay for hardly not even knowing what to do at all. The only way I kind of know how to do this is kind of just from other games that have rains that I played. Though, I hardly even played anything with that. I've watched people do it, but not this. This is like new. And Rain Rally, the faster you complete a lap, the more points you'll be earning. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that. Tiny arena, one of the longest tracks, but has the most rains in general. This is probably where I'm gonna probably get a high score. This is one where I'll probably have to brake drift a lot, so I'm not going to look forward to the later laps. Considering I have to brake drift early at the start of one of the laps, it's not going to be a fun one to learn. This is becoming really difficult to keep up, man. Ugh. Knew that would happen. Now I'm gonna be sent into the wall after I get each man. That's a good score still for Tiny Arena, though. It could have been higher. It's because it's one of the tougher tracks to do. We got the high score though, that's what matters. That is easily one of the courses, by the way, where if you were to complete 8 laps somehow, you would get 5k pretty easy. Oh, great! Haunted Dragon Mines! Ugh. This course again. I'm not ready for this. There's so many bad things that can happen here. We probably have to actually take the shortcut this time, and I'm not going to even skip it. I think I have to take the shortcut. Because if we were sent into the turret in here, we would probably just crash into the wall instantly every time. Ugh, not fun. And even a jump out of there is not fun either. I did watch the world record of this course, by the way, in time trial mode. Nope. Oh, there are some rings there, so we can try it. That's probably what we'll have to do on some of the later laps. Knew it. Just too fast for you. That's probably gonna be faster and more point worthy to do that. Goodness, that was bad lap. We're just hitting everything, it seems like. Well, too late to restart now. Not when we're this far in. Actually, it's really fast. Knew it. It's not Dragon Mines unless we get squished by that at least once. Otherwise, it would not be fun. This doesn't have many rings to begin with, so it's probably going to be a 200 scoring one. Okay, at least we completed the 6, and we did get the new high score. It was actually only 106, thank goodness. That was high, that would... I'd kind of cry there, because, oh my gosh. That was kind of difficult to do. Expect to see that a lot for these areas that have shortcuts, but once I learn the brake drift a lot more, it'll not be as hard. Ooh, and now Blizzard buff. Supposed to be one of the easiest tracks, but secretly is one of the hardest for me because I can't do a shortcut. I watched the world record for this and I found out where the second shortcut is. It's on the very first gap that you jump before you make the lawn turn. It's like on a lawn one. You can jump over the fence, literally, and that'll save you a ton of time by doing that. You need a lot of speed to do it, though. Okay, good thing we don't actually want to do it here, because that would skip some rains. Never mind, this is probably going to be one of the easier courses. It's already a quick course to begin with, so... Once we get a lot of speed, that shortcut will actually become easier the more laps we do. Right? I knew it was gonna be in the middle. You're not getting me today, Boulder. Jeez, at least I'm nearly going into the horn there now every time I do this shortcut. Whoa! Sheesh, I jumped so high there, I distorted 50% of the rates by doing that. So it begins. Nearly a 3K on that.
Mate, you call that racing?
On that track, getting a 3K would have been insane there. Someday we'll complete 10 laps on one of these tracks. I wonder which one it will be. Probably Crash Cove, that'd be the first one to do it on. But not that one. That one has so many jumps there. Hey, now Hot Air Skyway. Another one of the longer tracks, which means more chances for scoring. Nice. It's quite a bit easier compared to Dragon Mines and some of the other tracks. I'm glad I at least got a decent score on Dragon Mines. It wasn't bad, it's just it was kinda terrible at the same time. So obviously I kinda just went around the long way, because it made more sense at the time. If you have pink, you could probably go by hair faster, but what else was I supposed to do to get a lot of money? Oh, this one's gonna be the drifting machine one, eh? was that line? Honestly, I don't know what it was, but it's not the best, that's for sure. It's not me unless I fall off at least once here. I'm surprised that hasn't happened more often than not. Hardly get any time to drift at all. There's like rains almost everywhere. Okay, that's probably the better strategy to do there. My usual go around is not gonna work anymore, I just know it. Whoops. Right there, that's probably gonna be the worst turn there. Just look at that. That's a brake drift required later. Yeah, that's one of the best ways of doing that, probably. And getting all the rains while you're at it. Barely got that rain. There we go, we did that without falling off. Expected it.
Mate, you call that racing?
Hey, we beat the high score. That's all it counts. That fall though was pretty pathetic, though. To be fair, I'm not gonna say anything else. I just sort of brake drift a little bit earlier. I didn't think it would be that bad though. I don't see how else to do that other than brake drift. Or in this one as well. In case you're wondering, yes, you need to brake slide everywhere in these later tracks in order to even get anything good. So now instead of just mashing the A button, B button, we're mashing turn to one side and mashing the B button instead of the A button over and over again, and kind of flipping back and forth between them to do the brakes, which is not fun. Not fun, to say the least. Like, you could hardly even turn in the air to keep your speed at all, so yeah, not fun. Hey, we're going through the semi-fast way. The way that I originally didn't go, because for Dingodile, it's one of my least favorite places to go. You know what, that's early enough. I'm gonna restart that. This one, again, will need a couple tries. I wanted to see if I could at least get all the red rains before I go out. Even though I said I would only do one try on each of them, if it ends up being a bad try, I may reset it early. Yeah, especially when I completely forget which way to go. Sheesh, let's not suck and actually play the game, man. Need to get used to this. Third try is probably gonna be the charm now that I failed like 2 times. Of course, the first try was reset because it was pretty bad. I got hit by a spider and simultaneously did really bad at this. Whoa. Sheesh, that was only pink and I had to already brake drift to save myself, man. Imagine what will happen after we Whoa. Where was I even going there? Nice recovery, though. I need to stop jumping there. That's my big problem right now. And oh my gosh, all the jumping here. I have to jump some parts, I know about that, but man. Okay, there we go. I remembered that this time. Brake drift in the air there. So much brake drifting. It's actually insane. I will say maybe an acceleration would be better for this mode overall as a whole. Close, but still really good though. How hard that track is, that was really good. Kind of annoying that I had to retry a couple of times there to try and get a good score. That's because I don't want to have a fail as my score. I need to get the top score higher in order to really have it count. And some tracks just take a long time to learn. That's just the gist of it sometimes. The Engine Labs will be a little bit less tougher. It doesn't have quite the big turns that Cortex Castle does, and with Drift Ray or whatever, I should be able to drift around everywhere. And I could always brake drift it, like maybe after the first set of turns, and then on other stuff maybe later, like maybe the circular turns and then something else. Oh, it shows I need a shortcut. How kind. You know, that was an early fail. Maybe I should reset. Just kidding. I'm not going to. Still, though, that's kind of dumb that I missed that. It's not me unless I screw it up at least once. That's gonna be one of the worst things to avoid, calling it right now. There used to be a shortcut in this where you would do the thing off to the left and to the right side and then fall down in a specific spot to trick the game into thinking that you're in a different spot of the track when really you aren't. And it lets you just jump to the right from the boost pad I just launched there, and it would allow you to skip a lap and complete it in like 10 seconds. If you were to do that several times, you could probably complete a lot of laps really quickly once you reach decent speed, that is. It'll probably be almost impossible to evade these cycles, by the way, at the barrels once we get to the side. It's easy enough to evade early on, but after a little while it's going to become nearly impossible to do. again. Unlucky twice in a row. Unlike some of the other cycles, there's almost zero way to evade the barrel cycles. The only thing I could do different would be to completely skip the reins on one spot, which I just did now here too. But, oh, jeez. Nearly messed up there, big time. I'll just wait. That's what I'll do. I'll just wait. I mean, like in the late game laps, by the way. When you get... That's a good score, in my opinion, despite all the fails that happened. I kind of expected it to happen, to be fair. Because of some of my shorter videos, by the way, I think I'm going to do one more track. Just for the fun of it. Which is going to actually finish off all the CTR original tracks. So, sure, I'll do it. We'll do Oxide Station. Even though it's probably going to be a lawn boy, though. It's going to go... probably by quite a bit, but hey, it is what it is. I need to bounce this thing out because I had too short of videos, so I need a longer one to make up the time a little bit. Just this one track though, and then we'll be done. Compared to all those, Oxide Station is not as bad. It's just turning and that's it, and a little bit of brake drifting. In fact, it's more or less about the drifting than anything else. So I'll just drift around everywhere, and that'll probably be good enough. So I could basically play it like I'm doing drifting, but just now I have to do reins as well. It's not going to be any different, really. Don't even know where the rings are on this track other than that one side. Right there is probably where I'm gonna have to brake drift. Okay. Sacrifice that to make sure that I get that. It's kind of hard to figure out what to do. Do you complete a rap fast, or do you sacrifice the reins for your potential at a high score? Ugh. That's probably what makes this road so tough. Since my first rap was really good at this, I should be getting a good high score at least, I think. Unless I'm not gonna be getting it if that happens, though. Once you get max some speed, trying to sneak in drift boost could be really tough. Whoa, what is with that pause? Goodness. Goodness, that blended in so much I could hardly see where the rings were. Slammed right into the wall. This one could have easily been a 5K if we were good, but it's good enough. I'll take it. And that'll be the end of this episode now. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed this. Comment, rate, subscribe. Decided to do a longer one just to balance out my time. And we'll see you in the next video where we do Green Rally on all the Crash Nitro Kart tracks. And then in the next one, we'll finish off the rest of the tracks and be done. So leave a like if you enjoy, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video for some more Rain Rally. Peace.